It's a good thing Dirt 5 has a whole bunch of mud tracks. It needs them to disguise the copious amounts of excrement present in this game. The Dirt series has been a fan favorite for over 20 years, dating back to the original Colin McRae titles. But with Dirt 5, the series has crapped all over itself. Each previous entry has been arguably better than the last, continually tipping the balance between arcade and sim rally racers. But Dirt 5 flushed all that momentum down the drain. Let's see why in our Busy Gamer review of Dirt 5. Welcome back to No Time Gamer, the channel helping your gaming sessions be time well spent. We were thrilled when Codemasters announced Dirt 5 earlier this year. We spent countless hours playing former entries in the series and always found them entertaining and challenging without being too demanding, as any good racing game should be. We couldn't wait to fire it up on release day and start ripping through the field in our favorite rally and off-road vehicles. And then, this game happened. The game started with a podcast-style introduction that lays out the campaign for you. You're the new hotshot driver on the scene, and you're going to work your way up from the bottom of the totem pole to the champion. This intro is skippable, and honestly, skip it, because it's unnecessary. It's a glimpse at the back and forth banter between the podcast hosts that spout off through the entire game. We may sound like grumpy old men, but this commentary got tired real fast. Maybe some players might find it entertaining, but it just gave us a shut the hell up and let us race attitude. With the chatter out of the way, there are several different race types to tackle throughout the campaign mode, including Ultracross, Rally Raid, Land Rush, Stampede, Icebreaker, Pathfinder, and Gymkhana. These cover a multitude of landscapes and surface types and are all made more intriguing by the game's dynamic weather system. Sounds like enough to give you a plethora of variety in the campaign, right? That's where Dirt 5's tires go flat. While you get a unique experience when racing on ice, or around a short dirt track in the sprint car, or even climbing a mountain in a buggy, we couldn't really tell the difference between most of the other race types. If you're coming from the older games in the series and are looking for the same interesting track layouts and challenging single-car rally races, you won't find any of that here. The tracks and race types all blend together. Sure, some are point-to-point and others are circuit, but other than that, there really is no discernible difference. And the game's driving dynamics add to this problem. It's a rally racer, so we expect tons of tail whipping, wheel spinning drift action. But not in this shit show. The cars feel so underpowered that there's no chance at pulling off satisfying drifts. You can manage one every now and again, but it's just not satisfying. We did find the Gymkhana events to be some of the better ones in the game, but it felt limited by the performance of the cars and the setups of the arenas. And we haven't even touched the racing AI. The AI drivers are a nightmare in this game. We had vastly mixed experiences ranging from blowing the field away in the first lap and being bored for the rest of the race, to not being able to pass anyone because we were slipping around turns while the AI drivers stuck to the line like they had a fresh set of Pirelli tires on grippy tarmac. It was this way even on ice, which is total BS. In some modes, it's almost impossible to catch the AI drivers even at lower difficulty settings because of how perfectly they drive. If you're expecting to drive like you're in a rally car and drift and slide around corners, you'll never catch them. It's insanely frustrating. If you do find yourself in the midfield rather than seconds ahead or behind, make sure your elbows are ready to throw around because you'll spend the entire time trading paint with your opponents, as there is no chance of racing clean in the pack. And we have another pitfall to mention. If you're noticing a pattern here, it's not going away anytime soon. The game was hugely disappointing visually. The cars are not the detailed eye candy we've come to expect from a racing game in 2020, even when you're trying to oogle them in the garage. That is, if you can see any details at all through the blinding reflective light in the garage. They may be trying to hide something here. The one positive that I can mention is that the weather looks pretty good. But honestly, that's it. There's a graphics toggle in the settings that makes the game prioritize image quality over frame rate or vice versa. We found that when the image quality was prioritized, the frame rate dropped noticeably, which is not something we want to experience while gaming on modern consoles. If we prioritized frame rate, the image quality really suffered. Maybe this will work better on next-gen consoles, but we only played on an Xbox One X and the original Xbox One. While we're on that topic, it's worth noting the game crashed multiple times on the original Xbox One, even causing a full restart, which is a frustrating waste of time. We wanted to cover the multiplayer experience here, and we're hoping for something positive to report, but forget that. We tried to get into matches several times without success, other than one match with only one other player. Maybe the system is buggy, or nobody is playing Dirt 5 online, and if that's the case, we can't blame them. The game does offer a local split-screen multiplayer feature, which has, for the most part, become a thing of the past. So, at least that's something. We have come to expect a lot from the Dirt series because of how great the games have been in the past. We know that it's hard to compare this against the last couple games in the series, namely Dirt 4 and Dirt Rally 2.0, because Dirt 4 was much less of an arcade racer than its predecessors, and Dirt Rally 2.0 is a full-on rally sim. We went in expecting an arcade racer, but this game was so messed up that it had us looking down to see if we had to put more quarters into the machine after each race. We found few redeeming qualities in this game, and one of us even tried to return it, which is extremely rare. So for busy gamers, Dirt 5 is time wasted. What's your favorite Dirt game? Let us know in the comments. If you like other racers that suck, check out our review of Project Cars 3, or check out this video right here to see what else could be time well spent.